Do you know where you were this time last week?
No, I haven't a clue.
I don't even know what day it is.
I don't
You don't know what day it is
No,
today?
I know.
What is it? It's
Tuesday, isn't it?
Is
we
it?
were recording
It's
last
Tuesday.
week and we...
Hello, welcome. It is 1984. And you're at Camp Crystal Lake. I'm your counselor, Kelly. If this video does not kill you, Jason probably will. Anyway, you guys, welcome back to With the Beatlemaniacs. My name is Brenna. It is Tuesday on this channel, and like I said in my introduction video, I love cinema. Hello, my precious, my precious. You cringy yet? Anyway, the Beatles, in the time that they were together, they released about 5 movies, and I'm not a film critic, but I have some opinions on these movies. So the first thing I would like to say is that I am not Roger Ebert. I do not have well thought out think pieces on these movies. I mean, come on. Like, one is literally about a ring being stuck on Ringo's finger. It's not like I'm gonna have some deep, profound thoughts about this. These are just strictly my opinions. I'm not here to say, hey man, you have to like this movie or else I am going to do something to you. Anyway, let's begin. Coming in at number 5 is The Magical Mystery Tour. Now the thing about this movie is that it's really not a movie. It was made for TV. I mean, honestly, looking back, it was sort of just a big promotional for their album, in my opinion. There wasn't really much of a story. I think, you know, with something called the Magical Mystery Tour, you would expect something as grand as Yellow Submarine, but you really just get this bland, like, whatever kind of story. But where it lacks in the storytelling, it definitely makes up with the music aspect of the film. I mean, you have some iconic music videos ranging from I'm the Walrus, The Fool in the Hill, Your Mother Should Know. I mean, they have some really awesome music videos in the film, but other than that, it's really just a bland movie. If it was just a music video, just one long continuous, you know, visual album, been like A-okay, but I would have to give this one probably like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Coming in at number 4 is Let It Be. Now, okay, let me just say that I am a big fan of documentaries. I love watching documentaries, and I'm not saying that this movie is bad. It's just they only have 5 movies, so it's not like I have a lot to choose from. Let It Be documents the last days that they were together in the studio. You get your Yoko Ono, you get your long-haired hippie John Lennon and George Harrison, and it's just a grand old time of the Beatles at their most tense. And it's really awkward, and you kind of feel invasive on their, you know, private time together, but at the same time, it's a cool little, like, look into their life. And 180 from A Hard Day's Night. You know, A Hard Day's Night is, you know, the false look into what the Beatles' life was like. It's a more dramatized cinematic life, and then Let It Be just seems so real and so raw, and I really like it for that, but at the same time, it's not my favorite because it's kind of sad, dude. Like, would you rather want to watch E.T. or do you want to watch Schindler's List? But I would probably give Let It Be like a 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 3, it's A Hard Day's Night. So A Hard Day's Night is the introduction to the Beatles. It has a lot of iconic scenes in it, like the very opening scene where the Beatles are running away from this horde of fans, and it really sort of documents the early days of their career and the height of it and how crazy their fans are, and it introduces us to the quirky characteristics of each Beatle. Like, they're not just these 4 guys playing guitars and like singing, they have their own personalities, and this really lets us get to, you know, cope a feel. I really like this movie. It has good acting, you know. The Beatles weren't just good singers, they were good actors too. A Hard Day's Night was one of the first Beatles movies that I watched. Overall, it has some of my favorite songs on there. I am totally it just holds a special place in my heart, where it was one of the first Beatles movie that I watched. So 9 out of 10. I mean, we're at number 3. We can only go up from here. So coming in at numero dos. So coming in at number 2 is one of my favorite. I had a really hard time choosing between the next 2 movies, but I had to go with Help as my number 2. It's the first movie where it's just completely fictional. It's nothing to do with like the status of their fame or introducing the world to who they are. It's purely just a fun slapstick comedy. I mean, it's literally about Ringo Starr getting this weird sacrificial ring stuck on his pinky finger, and no one can get it off, and these cult members are coming to get him, and it's just completely ridiculous, but it's actually a really good movie. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I'm like a fan, but it's a really good movie. I like this. I thought it was really funny, it was weird, it was quirky, the acting was actually pretty good. The musical sequences were awesome, and it's just one of my favorites. I don't know, dude. 10 out of 10. You know what? 10 out of 10. And coming in at number 1, obviously Yellow Submarine. I bet this is a lot of your personal favorites as well. Even though the Beatles did not voice their own characters, it was a really cool psychedelic trip of just pure craziness, dude. Like, it was crazy. I don't know, man. But I really think that Yellow Submarine reached far beyond just animation completely. It was totally wacky, totally just pure looniness, and it felt like an hour-and-a-half long dream. The musical numbers in this movie are the best, I think, in any kind of movie ever. I mean, they're just so out there, and this movie is the representation of the late 1960s. If anyone asks, hey, what were the late 60s like? Show them this movie. This movie is it's just beautifully done. Such a fun trip. I mean, I don't know how you can't love this movie. It's just crazy. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. But anyway, let me know down in the comment, what was the first Beatles movie that you watched? Mine was A Hard Day's Night.